Welcome back to Duel of the Debates, where we're probably going to have or watch 3 people kill themselves or each other.
Wow.
Whoa.
Dude, the show just started. What are you
Some people are a
doing?
bit passionate.
All right, well, we
Ready to
have our guests back. We got Paul, we got Cameron, we got Miyah.
You said my name wrong. It's the People's Choice, Paul.
No, it's Poeple's choice.
That too.
You can take the crown off, you know.
It's Poe Dameron.
We've had it on for a whole fucking week.
No, I've earned this crown. I'm not taking it off ever. I'm showering in this crown.
Anyway, I'm Danny.
I'm Dan. Let's get into the rules of
Oh, I gotta open
Duel
it
of the
again.
Debates.
Hold on.
Oh my God, Danny, why would you even close it?
Because I'm very efficient. If I'm done using something, it's like I turn off the lights when I leave the room. I put down the toilet seat when I'm done with the bathroom.
Can mom and dad stop fighting?
The objective is to convince the judge why your pick for the question is correct and the other fighter's picks are wrong and stupid. Fuck those guys. Arguments. There needs to be an objective reasoning behind why you chose your answer. Ability. Looking at PK, the Poeple's choice. Although we can be passionate, there will be no sincere attacks on people's characters. We're all friends here.
Sure about that?
Okay, some of us are friends here. Objectivity. When deciding the winner, the decision must be based on the arguments presented in the debate. Looking at me and you. Times. Opening arguments, rebuttals, closing arguments, 1 minute per fighter. And the free-for-all section is the stopped at our discretion.
All right. Without further ado, let's fight.
Me? What?
No. But
Thank
anyway,
God.
all right, let's go around the table. Picks. Cameron, what is your pick for classic
Cult
movie?
classic, yes, that is the topic of the day.
Should be a cult classic.
Should be a
What
cult
should be a
classic.
cult
It's
classic?
not technically.
It's not best cult classic. It's a movie that
One
should
already.
be.
One
It's a
already.
movie that flopped at the box office, but deserves more love.
Yes.
I don't know.
That doesn't already have that love.
How bad of a flop?
So, Cameron,
I'm going with
Flop enough.
Did not make money. Like
Let him talk.
Fair
Negative
enough.
money.
Sorry.
oh, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to him.
Oh, okay.
Shut up, Dan.
Oh my God. They're fighting again. Go,
hate it
Cameron.
when
Go.
I'm waiting for everyone to shut up.
Go.
I'm going
up,
with
Cameron.
Top Secret.
Okay. Was that the secret?
Top Secret.
Okay.
What's the
Miyah,
secret?
what is your pick?
The B movie.
I can't. How should I start it? You like jazz? No, it's not.
Oh, yeah. And Poeple's choice, Paul. What
It's
is
better. I went with Power Rangers 2017.
It's happening.
Okay.
Go, go,
Okay.
Power Rangers.
Cam, whenever you're ready, opening
Hit it.
statements. You're on the clock.
The geniuses of Zaz, the incredible comedy troupe from the 70s, Zucker, and Abrams, burst onto the scene with Airplane, one of the greatest parody movies of all time, starring Leslie Nielsen. It made everyone guffaw and laugh. And their second movie was called Top Secret. It starred the debut performance of Val Kilmer as a Elvis-like pop star who goes behind enemy lines
30.
in a World War II style pastiche. And it flopped horribly, which is a shame because it's really funny and inventive and applied the same kind of comedic stylings that we loved in Airplane. And they went to television
15.
after that, made a television show called Police Squad, which reunited them with Leslie Nielsen and got them back to Naked Gun, which everyone loves. But I think Top Secret deserves its
5.
own cult devotions.
Okay. Very nice. Miyah, whenever you're ready, you're on the clock.
The B movie should be one of the greatest, biggest, largest, most rewatched cult classic movies ever because it is in my book. So Jerry Seinfeld had a weird idea for a weird movie, pitched it to DreamWorks, and they made it. They did it. Kind of flopped in the box offices a little bit, but it's still watched, quoted, memed to eternity, still to this day. You know, the premise, odd, but very marketable movie
30.
about bees and a romance between Barry B. Benson and Vanessa, a human. You're learning about their love, the climate, and just
15.
a bee's and a bug's life, which is just as important as our lives. So good message, good for children to watch, and good for adults to get the jokes and laugh at themselves.
Very nice. You still have 3 seconds.
All of my time, I'm always going early. I'm a fast
now you're out of
talker.
Well, now you're out.
Oh, well.
All right. PK, Paul. Poeple's choice, Paul.
Poeple's choice, Paul.
What is-
Okay.
you're on.
In the mid 2010s, kids adaptations weren't at their peak. We were getting sequel after sequel of Transformers and Ninja Turtles done by Michael Bay. And in 2017, what came along that actually said, we're not going to do any of that bullshit. We're not just going to, show a bunch of, half-naked women and, robots fighting each other just to please the overseas crowd. We're actually going to take our
30.
time and develop a real story with real characters, get a very talented young cast and who have an amazing chemistry together, and we're going to actually put effort into this thing. They did. They released it. It didn't do very well. I think part of it was because of the marketing,
15.
and partly because the release date kept moving around so much. But the fact that Power Rangers had that much effort put into it and that much added to the mythology,
5.
it found the perfect balance of pleasing fans of the franchise while also introducing a whole new crowd, which is what an adaptation should do.
All right. Very nice. On to our rebuttal round. Camerunio. You're on the clock.
All right, I'm going to argue against B-Movie. It is already a cult classic, in my opinion. The second weekend in the box office, it was #1. So it did get a lot of attention upon its release, especially with Jerry Seinfeld being attached as the lead and creator. Also on Letterboxd, B-Movie has 1.37 million views. That's actually the most watched movie out of all three of these. Power Rangers having 225,000, which is a significant drop off, which I think is closer to a cult status.
30.
But my movie only has 119,000. It is the lowest, but it does have the highest average on Letterboxd out of all three of these movies with a 3.7 out of 5 as opposed to 3, 2.5, which I think
15.
is close to ranking the quality of these three movies we're talking about today. Top Secret, I'm going to keep emphasizing, and I'll provide examples later on of how great the jokes are,
5.
the physicality, the wordplay. I'm very excited to talk about why Top Secret is so funny.
Cameron coming in with all the numbers. All right. Miyah, whenever you are ready.
I mean, just to respond to that, numbers aren't going to prove anything. I think, you can say the B movie, yes, it was #1 for a period of time, but it wasn't long enough. And, yes, it's been watched by millions of people, not enough. And I think, if you're actually looking at cult classic movies, those numbers are far higher than the B movies percentages. So I think it still has room for improvement, and it should have been watched
30.
longer, should have been kept #1 for longer. I mean, this idea came from Jerry Seinfeld talking to Steven Spielberg over lunch, and he was like, that's a phenomenal idea. So it's basically up there with a Spielberg movie, which,
15.
hard to top, hard to beat. So the B movie, it should be a cult classic, just like the rest of Spielberg's movies. And later I can
5.
give more details as to why, especially Power Rangers is not a cult classic movie.
You realize that's what this round was about, right?
Rebuttals.
Yeah, but I had to just rebuttal Cameron.
Right, that's okay. All right, Poeple's choice.
I can't
Paul.
let him trash the B movie like that with his statistics and data over here.
All right, Poeple's choice, Paul. You're on the clock.
So I'll start with the B movie. Hey, kids, do you like Jerry Seinfeld?
Yes. Yes, we
Do you want to see him make B puns? Well, I got a movie for you. Yeah, that's all the B movie is. It's like, if you're not a fan of Jerry Seinfeld's style of humor, you're going to hate it. And what kid is, up late at night watching Seinfeld? Not many. Also, the animation is very inconsistent. The humans look hideous in that movie. Just
30.
Google Ray Liotta in that movie. Oh my
What
god.
about Vanessa? Oh my god.
What about Ray Liotta in real life?
Right. I
He
feel
is
like
a
they,
handsome, was a
Come on,
handsome
he's
man.
dead, guys.
R.I.P.
Keep going.
Anyway, it also promotes kind of interspecies relationship. That's weird. When it comes to Top Secret, it's a parody movie, but
15.
nowhere near as good as Naked Gun, nowhere near as good as Mel Brooks's movies around that time, nowhere near as good as Airplanes. It's a bunch of funny gags with no real substances. And I wrote this down when I rewatched it recently. The plot is very hard to follow when you're high.
All right. Well,
right.
very
Why
nice.
would
Okay. Free for all
can have
time.
real good arguments.
We'll start there. Have at it. Go.
How do you want to respond to that?
I mean,
I feel like we need to start with Power Rangers.
yeah, let's start with Power Rangers,
Yeah.
please.
Cameron, would you like to go
Go
first?
for it.
You go first.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can see it in your face. You need to.
Am I allowed to provide just a little behind the scenes context of
Whatever you want to do.
like in the podcast? So, in a previous iteration of this debate that we're watching today, somebody had recommended Power Rangers as the most mid movie of all.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
That would have been.
Of course,
great
that person.
Oh, I
isn't-
would have demolished him in that debate. Are you kidding me?
That person isn't here, of course.
Yeah, he just had a
gentleman's
scheduling
name is Nate.
conflict. Everything's fine.
And I think Power Rangers maybe belong better in that category
I
for
would
me.
agree.
How so? Don't just say that. How so?
Well, the thing is that Power Rangers for me, I can't muster any passionate argument against it. It's just like phloem for me.
It's just there.
It's just there.
You never watched Power
But
Rangers growing up?
I'm always gonna
I did
skip
not watch
over
Power
it.
Rangers growing up, so I don't have that kind
So
of.
you didn't like action shows. That's fine. It's not for everybody.
Well, I didn't have cable growing up. I was a PBS kid.
You realize how many freaking kids were inspired to get into like kaiju, like Godzilla movies, or even hand-to-hand like Bruce Lee style fight movies
Right.
because of Power Rangers?
Power Rangers is the kind of movie
like a
that
Joe Garcia to me.
you go on to
Good man.
whatever streaming service, you see it and you just keep scrolling.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
for
oh no,
me,
not today.
I just don't have any.
That day never
real
comes that you put it on.
Cult fanaticism.
But
Yeah.
I think the 2017 movie also did a good job at appealing to people who didn't necessarily grow up watching it, because it started out, and some people would argue like it didn't do enough fan service. I thought it did plenty. But it also started out with just, teenagers in high school, like very relatable teenagers. Right. They weren't like, the goody two-shoes they were in the original show. They actually had real problems, but they were still likable, and you saw them meet and actually develop chemistry with one another. Right. It had a lot of quiet moments, like that scene around the campfire where you really got to the character development, and like the Black Ranger's backstory with his mother. You didn't see scenes like that in like Transformers and Ninja Turtles around that time.
I did prefer Ninja Turtles.
Well, you're a weirdo.
You got some weird hot takes. I
What?
swear to God.
Ninja Turtles is far better. But also, I mean, Karen, have you ever been with someone who was desperate to watch Power Rangers and to put it
God,
on?
no.
Yeah,
No, no,
either
no.
Well,
have I.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, because nobody wants to give it a chance. That's why it should be a cult classic.
But I don't think it ever would be a cult classic.
I remember watching it, being very excited that Bill Hader and Bryan Cranston were playing the robot,
And they were so good in that movie.
and they were so forgettable. I couldn't
Oh,
tell
no,
you
no,
anything.
no,
and
no,
the
no.
outfits
And Elizabeth
are so
Banks?
bad. Should we even talk about
They
what
are
they're
very Zack
wearing?
Snydery.
It's- Yeah.
Too much
What was-
texture.
sorry?
Right.
The effects, you mean?
No,
No,
the
their
costuming.
look.
Oh,
The
okay.
It's
outfit.
too mid 2000s.
Well, you couldn't do the
2010s.
spandex of the original show. You had to
Well,
like
no.
update it a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah,
I think they found a good balance with the suits of the Rangers. I think, and it's still very colorful. I will admit that the Megazords could have used more color. I would agree with you
What are
there.
the Megazords? No, I just don't remember.
So the
that when they-
dinosaurs they fight in at
dinosaurs,
the
yeah,
end.
yeah, yeah.
That's the
Oh,
Megazord.
I wouldn't have even.
Yeah.
When they all come together.
Yeah,
The Megazord.
yeah.
Right.
Megazord sequence has been initiated.
Right.
Right.
Right,
But when it
follow.
comes to Top Secret, it is
Tyrannosaurus.
so funny because it's taking just the parodies of like those old World War II movies where it's like you've got
they
the
also-
evil Nazis.
It also commits a cardinal sin of parody movies, where it's just like a lot of times they just make references just because they're references.
To make it,
Well,
yeah.
what kind of references?
Like at the end where she's saying goodbye to everybody, and then she's like, "I'll miss you most of all,
So
Scarecrow."
funny. That's so funny because it's taking that kind of like, the generic, oh, lovey-dovey-dovey, but it's like, oh my gosh, it's just like Wizard of Oz, and it just hyper extends it to just.
I think it more is generic.
It's kind
you
of
said
like
it yourself.
Well, no, it's not generic. It's taking the piss out of generic stuff.
I remember a lot of visual gags, but like honestly, like
Like when one guy gets pushed over the parapet and he just turns into a porcelain person and just crashes into the ground. Where does that come from? Because that's what the Zuckers do. They do anything for a laugh.
Zucker actually had a quote once about Top Secret when he was asked about it, and he basically said that the movie is all jokes with no structure, and it is.
Yes, because that's what the great thing about parody movies are, is that it's an excuse to have fun.
You know what it is? It's a TikTok movie. Like you can just like take 5 seconds of the scene, put it on TikTok, and people just like get the movie.
But in a way, that's a perfect cult movie because you can all hang out, have a couple drinks.
But then you don't
and
want to
then-
really sit down and watch the whole movie all at once.
Right.
No,
It's
yeah,
a
you
lot.
do.
It's a lot of a movie.
No, it's not. It's not even 90 minutes.
Yeah, but-
It's just so short and
But for
fun.
that movie, it's too much.
But it's all visual gags. Like you don't care about the characters. You
Well,
don't care about.
Val Kilmer it's a star-making performance.
I thought he was better in Real Genius.
I don't even know what that is.
No, his singing,
Second movie.
his dancing.
Oh, that would
so
show how
fun.
not cult classic it
I
is.
love him in this movie.
I just like to
It's
move.
nowhere near the best movie he's done with the word "top" in it. All right, just saying. If you know, you know.
Top Gun
Oh,
Maverick.
Top Gun. Top Gun.
He said, "Oh,
I know that one.
Thank you, Forrest.
yeah."
See?
I think we should just
Told
bring
you.
it back to the B movie
Let's
as to
talk
why
about
it's
the
so
B
cult
movie.
classic.
Okay,
here.
the best thing about the B movie had nothing to do with the movie. It's that weird confrontation that Jerry Seinfeld had with Larry King on his show. Do you know who I am, Larry?
That is a great. But there are. Let's just go over some quotes from the movie. Let's just talk about it. Starting, you have to start with "You like jazz." You like jazz.
You mentioned
You
like great
jazz.
report card, all B's. That's like
Yeah, that's
90% of the humor in that
That
movie.
it's so good. Or when they're looking at the bee and it's a
What else
man.
are they looking at in the movie?
It's a man. It's a man dressed up like a queen, and he's like, they're like, "This is our queen." He's like, "That's not a queen. That's a drag queen. Like that's
There
just a
you
queen
go.
dressed up."
Are we allowed to say
or
that?
he's- Yeah. Or he's looking at the light bulb, and he thinks it's the sun. He's like, "I don't remember the sun having a big 75 on it." Hilarious.
There's also a lot of Jewish humor.
Which I love. Listen.
Is there a problem with
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jerry Seinfeld.
I guess if it's Seinfeld and Larry King doing it, why not?
Of course, there's so many. There's so.
No, Larry King.
that? Oh, I see what you're I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I know about Larry King.
Such a phenomenal movie, still hilarious to this day. You can be.
You can be.
You can.
Oh, that'd be a joke in the movie.
Thinking B. I'm just thinking B. And like the end scene when they're in the plane and he's like, "You have to bring the nose of the plane down. Like, look for the flower." And they're looking for it. And he's like, "Oh, no, that's not the flower. That's a fat guy in a flowered shirt."
Doesn't he also say at one point,
Phenomenal.
"What do I look like, John Travolta?"
Yeah. Or when the mosquito, he's like, "I've always wanted to be a lawyer. I was always a blood-sucking parasite. All I needed was a suitcase or a briefcase or whatever." Phenomenal joke. And so those jokes, they're funny for little kids. The movie's funny and has good information.
I watched
for
it as a little
kids.
kid. Well,
And
10-year-old, I didn't
gets
like it.
Funnier as you get older, and the jokes start to make more sense, and you pick up on other things. And so it's good for all ages. And
I
little
feel like
kids can learn a lot about, taking care of
Being.
bees, thinking bee.
Yes.
Buzz.
I
The movie didn't know what it wanted to be. Oh, B.
I'm gonna side with PK just a little bit here. and
Don't
that-
do it. Don't do
that-
it, Cameron.
And that the B movie reminded me why Larry David is so important in the Seinfeld relationship.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. I like Seinfeld a lot. Seinfeld's
It's
one of
a
my favorite
phenomenal
shows.
movie.
But the B movie to me is just kind of, straightforward.
If you like
kinda-
dad jokes, you love the B movie.
And a lot
Yeah.
of people do.
And like I said, I think if our argument is what should be canonized as a cult movie, I think B movie is already kind of in that cult because of all the memes and whatnot. Because
But
everything's
memes
just kind of
make
taken.
it almost seem like a joke. I think it needs to be taken more seriously and understood to be a cult classic.
Gotcha. In what ways? Let's talk about the seriousness of it.
Well, I think it really it highlights like environmental issues that we're dealing with and taking resources from, places and people and things that can't have a voice themselves. And so this is teaching younger kids to protect the environment, to protect bees, gotta save the bees,
Gotta save the bees.
which
Save the bees.
yes.
Yeah.
You like jazz. It's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
That could be my answer to all of this.
Right.
Jazz.
Yeah, you like jazz. You asked me a question. You like jazz?
Poeple's choice, Paul. I'd like to hear a little more about Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to hear more about Power Rangers?
I don't know how much more else we
Power Rangers.
How much
meant-
more
I
can
love Power.
How much more can we talk about
Power Rangers
Rangers
for the 90s is what Transformers and Ninja Turtles was for the 80s. Power Rangers was a nationwide phenomenon.
But we're not talking about.
talking about the movie,
We're
though.
talking about the movie.
2017.
No, I'm because part of their argument was
I'm
saying
just
like, did we need a
buzz,
Power
buzz,
Rangers
buzz,
movie?
buzz.
Who made Power Rangers 2017?
Dean Israelite was the director.
Okay.
That was the other thing. It gave like a sort of like no-name director like a chance
Because they
at.
wanted control. They wanted to control the movie. That's why.
You're not debating, Dan. Hold on. Keep going, Paul.
I'm feeling a lot of energy from the couch over there.
That was the other thing about the movie. Like the budget inflated so much because they had to shot a lot of it because you know what? They actually wanted to put effort into it. Oh my God! They actually wanted to they still honor the. That's the thing. That's the thing I want to point out. People say like, oh, there wasn't enough references to the show. You got the music. You had the Go-Go Power Rangers theme playing. You had references to the Zeo Crystal. Any fan of the show knows exactly what the Zeo Crystal is. You had mentions of Reefside and Mariner Bay. If you're a fan of the Power Rangers TV show, you know that those are important locations in that show. You had cameos by Jason David Frank, rest in peace, and Amy Jo Johnson at the end.
Was
JDF is the man.
Was Krispy Kreme also a big part of the show?
Underneath the Krispy Kreme.
Because remember the Krispy Kreme references? I remember.
Well, that's what I mentioned about the marketing for the movie. I don't think the marketing did it any favors, but the movie itself I think is fine. Yeah, they make a joke about Krispy Kreme and the MacGuffin is in a Krispy Kreme, but in the end, it doesn't really matter.
I don't think any movie that
it doesn't harm any of the action. The action's also really good in the movie, and the performances from that young cast, like Dacre Montgomery, like
a cult classic movie that doesn't need
right
marketing.
after that he did Stranger Things.
For me, Power Rangers.
Naomi Scott did Aladdin right after that.
I remember seeing it when I was 16 at the time, and even being like, "Oh, this is just a cash grab." Like the whole Krispy Kreme for me was just like exposing what was really at the heart of the movie, which is to make money and to sell Krispy Kreme donuts. Like I remember sitting there,
which Krispy Kreme doesn't need. They're doing
fine.
They're doing fine. They don't need it.
Whereas in Top Secret, it's just a party. It's a total fun hangout movie where Peter Cushing will show up for one scene to perform the entire scene phonetically backwards for them to reverse it, just like a David Lynch scene would do. But as a joke, one of the great reveals of all time is him reading something with a giant magnifying glass, magnifying his eye, and then he brings down the magnifying glass and he just has a massive eye. It's these little sight gags. They took all this time to craft this prosthetic eye just for a 2-second joke. And that's what I love about the Zuckers.
And it wasn't worth it.
It was so worth it because I remember all this, and Peter Cushing is like this classically trained British actor and he's willing to have fun. Omar Sharif is willing to be compressed into a car and waddle around and then fall down and have the antenna.
Again, the visual gags are very funny, but it doesn't add up to anything.
No, they do. They're it's totally worth it just because it exists.
A cash grab though, and some silly visuals, I don't think make either of those movies cult classics.
I think.
All right.
But
All right. Let's do our closing arguments because that seems like where we're heading right now.
Gotcha.
So, Cameron, whenever you're ready, you're on the clock.
The pleasure in Top Secret is exactly that. It's a handcrafted, fun movie from the 70s that I think does not get the love that it should deserve. In between these two titans of comedy, Naked Gun and Airplane, Top Secret lives in its own little hut that I wish more people would talk about and more people would celebrate, because I think Val Kilmer gives an incredible performance as the singing and dancing guy. We didn't even talk about how they play tic-tac-toe with a window pane and gunshots. We don't talk about how when they throw a grenade, somebody jumps on the grenade and then everyone else explodes and flies away.
20.
What about the cow that wears the boots and is smoking while trying to pick a lock? It's all just these incredible little moments that I think it just needs to be celebrated better. And I wish it was a cult classic because I think it is deserving of it. And what about the underwater fight? An underwater fight that goes on for like a minute and a half that they shot in reality. There was no CGI at the time. It's very impressive.
And your time.
Hey, Tom Cruise does that in his sleep.
Miyah, whenever you're ready, you're on the clock.
I mean, B-movie, truly, it's a movie for all of the ages. It's a movie for adults. It's a movie for little kids. I grew up with this movie. I love this movie. I know a lot of other people do love this movie, but I still think there's room for it to be further appreciated and further celebrated and watched and laughed at and with. Jerry Seinfeld did an amazing job, and even his voice, it's like no other. He has such a prominent, distinct voice. I love it, and it fits a beat perfectly. And I think the jokes are hilarious, and there's so many. There's so many things we can learn about the environment and about, saving the bees and human relations to the environment, to bugs, to animals, and, giving a voice to groups that aren't able to give a voice. And so I think teaches that to young kids and does a really great job.
Let's wrap it up like 3 seconds before.
Miyah has practiced her 57-second arguments. She has
Listen,
that down pat.
I'm just giving you like better, filler room, but I'm gonna keep talking so that
Hey, better than I'm
Poeple's
talking.
choice, Paul. Whenever you're ready, you're on the clock.
Finally getting it now. Okay, Power Rangers 2017 was so influential. Like right after that, that was a turning point of them actually starting to take child adaptations seriously. After that, we got movies like Detective Pikachu and the Sonic movies, and those are great, and they are thriving. We wouldn't have those without Power Rangers. That was the first time they actually were like,
I think
let's
it would
put
be
some
okay
time and effort into these things. Top Secret, like I said, it's a TikTok movie. There's visual gags, but it really doesn't add up to anything. You don't need to watch that movie start to finish at any time. When it comes to B movie, it promotes interspecies relationship. I would not be shocked if the furry community loved Jerry Seinfeld's character in that movie.
The fuzzy community.
Please do not Google that.
and justice for all the communities.
That's the hill you're going to die on?
Yeah,
Okay, go
why
right ahead.
not?
And as far as the Power Rangers go,
5.
amazing young cast mixed with great acting, great fights, great soundtrack. It
And
is
time.
great.
It's great.
All right, great. We'll be right back.
Bye, guys.
Think B. Thinking B. Thinking
Think B.
Go, go, Power
Buzz,
Rangers.
buzz, 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 buzz.
So let's start off with top. This is in no particular order. Start out with Top Secret, just down the list. Cameron, you made some good points. That it was the debut of Val Kilmer. You have a lot of great sight gags.
Star-making performance.
It has the highest average score on Letterboxd. That's a great point, with the lowest amount of views on Letterboxd. It's clever by taking the piss out of generic stuff, and it's just a movie you kind of want to hang out and watch with your friends, right? But not a lot of substance. All jokes, no structure, just references, and the plot is super confusing to follow. Apparently, when you're high,
That's just a factual statement.
the term TikTok movie was like, I think nailed it. Like it's just you can splice it up all into a bunch of different 5-second clips. It'll be like, there you go. Now on to the B movie.
Yep. So, quoted to eternity. This movie has all the quotes. It was number 1 at the box office, I think. Somebody said for what, 1 week?
Second week.
It was
Second week.
number 2 in its debut, number 1 the week after.
There you go.
And then
Rose.
should have
But
stayed.
yeah, it also, I like how you said it brought up all the environmental issues, all that stuff. It's bring a new type of animated movie to a new era of kids in that time. Yeah, it brought something new, and that's something cool. Bad stuff.
Power Rangers.
Or not.
The bad thing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, bad thing. What? It's very close to already being, like, it could be argued that it's already a cult classic.
That's a different argument.
So, well, he brought it up. So
Yeah, but
This is part of the argument.
I guess
We're just
it's
reiterating.
not an it's not a cult classic
While it
yet.
might promote some good things, it also promotes bestiality in some ways.
Happens, it happens in the movie.
Are you going to defend it?
Let me
and, Power
defend.
Power Rangers, good things. It reinvented Power Rangers. It has a few popular stars with big careers that people know now
Yep.
that actually went on to be
Yep.
bigger stars.
It had good references to the original series, had all that stuff.
Elizabeth Banks has a great performance in it, and it set a trend for the things.
For Sonic and all those to come
Yeah.
afterwards. Yeah. Okay, so the winner.
Well, hold on.
Buzz,
The
buzz,
bad
buzz,
thing is, it's more mid than Colt. I think. I think
If Nate was here.
yeah, if Nate was here, he probably would have won.
I don't see Nate, so why you bring
You're
that
right.
up?
You're right.
Well, somebody brought up that it's mid. Okay, so I think we're gonna have to go with B movie though.
B movie.
Do it. I can't. How should I start it? You like jazz? No, it's
Rookie one.
The people disagree.
A Poeple?
Who's the
Buzz, 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 buzz,
Yes.
buzz,
Very
buzz,
nicely
buzz,
done.
buzz.
Also, before we end, I would just like to point out that with this appearance on this episode, I am now the longest. I am now have the most appearance by any active fighter now that Danny's retired.
Correct.
Wow.
Correct.
Wait,
Very
no, you
nice.
don't.
Congratulations.
I've been
Yeah,
in-
no, I beat
Rookie
Sydney with this
one.
episode.
Oh yeah. You still have to hit 9 more. You have to double, basically.
To get to you?
I've been in 18.
Oh, I'll get there.
Okay.
Okay.
People
But yeah,
demand
now
it.
you've
Yeah,
made more
B-movie.
The
appearances.
Poeple have spoken.
Yes.
Okay.
Woohoo!
All right. Very nicely done.
Think B.
Yes, B movie is our winner for cult classic. Should be a cult classic. It basically is already there.
Yeah.
Now it
Next
is.
week we have a very different type of topic we're gonna be doing on this.
Music.
Yes, exactly. Best soundtrack movie.
I
Anyway,
can do this every day.
you can find us on Instagram with @DuelTheDebates, and you can find me on Letterboxd with @DonutMan96. I'm Dan.
I'm Danny. You can find me on Instagram at Danny_Wass, my letterbox and serialized at DJ Wass, or my YouTube channel, which is just Danny Wass.
Socials. Anybody?
Socials.
Not Poeple's Choice. You gotta change your Instagram to like Poeple's Choice now.
I'm going to change your
Paul.
CG to Poeple's Choice, Paul.
I'll
That's
put
so
in my
funny.
bio.
All right, Cam.
You can find me Cam Kircher at Letterboxd.
All right, Miyah.
Miyah Falk. Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere, all at once. Horrible.
Speaking of,
You know what? You're off. You're off of the.
I win this round.
anyway, yeah. We'll see y'all next week with another edition of Duel of Debates.